You are Locked On Mavericks Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Dallas, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
On a night that the top team in the NBA, the Cleveland Cavaliers, kept their streak going, getting win number 30 with their 9th win in a row. Unfortunately, the Mavs kept their streak going as well. Their 4th loss in a row, 134-122, the final tonight. Not the way we were hoping the Mavs would play their first home game of the new year back at home after the road trip. 4 losses in a row and a big one tonight against the Cavs. Here we go. Welcome to the Locked On Mavs Postcast, your home for the best Dallas Mavericks coverage. I am Jeff Biggs, longtime host and reporter, and thank you for watching Locked On Sports Dallas, your destination after every single game. You can also find us on the Locked On Mavs podcast feed. And again, I want to say big time thanks as well to those of you that watch or listen, not live like we're doing right now, but at a later time. We appreciate you supporting. We want to get you involved. If you are watching or listening live right now via the comment section here, just jump in. We welcome the comment crew. We want you to be involved with the show. That's what we're here for. That's why we're doing this live. Your team, every game. And again, this is the Locked On Mavs postcast. The NFL playoffs are almost here, but it's not too late to get in on the regular season action with FanDuel, because right now, new customers can finish the season strong with $250 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. Well, coming up on this episode, we're not going to talk about Kyrie Irving, who was a late scratch due to illness. The injury bug finally caught up to Kyrie, who has also been dealing with the sore shoulder. So he was not able to go, but ended up becoming a big night, season high night, if you will, for Quentin Grimes. We'll get into that. PJ was able to play. We thought PJ might be out a little while after the sprained knee suffered in Houston on Wednesday night, but PJ was back in the starting lineup tonight and able to go. So that was good for PJ. We had some, I think, a couple little minor surprises in the play of Jaden Hardy and also Brandon Williams, who's getting some more looks here from Jason Kidd. But we also had a benching tonight coming out of the locker room at halftime. We'll get into that as well. And again, a 4th loss in a row for this Mavs team. So just me, I miss when the Mavs were red hot, when they were winning most of their games and they were rolling. And remember how excited I was for this homestand and the last homestand and for this kind of stretch of games coming up here. And I thought, okay, great. All of the sickness and all the illness and all the issues that the team went through in the month of December, I thought, okay, we're going to wrap up the year. We're going to end on a positive note. We're going to head into the new year, and we're going to really see this team come together, and we're going to see Luka lead the way, and we're going to see this team take off. And it just has not played out that way at all. I mean, I was thinking about this during the game tonight. I mean, Luka suffered the calf injury on Christmas Day. That's a little over a week, right? And it feels already like it's been a month. Like it feels like he's already been out a month, talking about Luka Doncic. And, it's, a couple of big things. I mean, I want to say on a positive note, with this game tonight with the Mavs, looked like the way that the second quarter went when the Cavs went off for 37, and they really late in the first quarter and then into the second, the Cavs really kind of took it to another gear. And at halftime, you thought, okay, this is going to be ugly. This is going to be a blowout. And I'll tell you what, I give the Mavs credit. I mean, they did not quit. The players that were on the court, led by Quentin Grimes, who had the best third quarter of his career with 20 points in that third quarter. He's never had a 20-point third quarter, so props to him for doing that. That's good to see. That's kind of what I've been kind of hoping for from Quentin Grimes, during this stretch, especially since we knew that Luka was going to be out at least a month, if not more. So good to see Quentin go and get that done tonight, and hopefully he'll be able to build on this and maybe pick up his scoring a little bit here, because you look at this schedule coming up in the month of January. This is going to be a tough little go here for the Mavs in this month of January. They have 3 different sets of back-to-backs. They're going to be playing some good teams, and it is not going to be an easy schedule at all. So they're going to need as many players as they can to kind of step it up. But like I said, I thought it was good to see Quentin Grimes, 20 points in the third. I thought Klay Thompson tried his best to kind of keep the Mavs in it. He got really hot there in the first half, knocked down 4 threes at halftime. 4 in the halftime, had 4 in the first half is what I'm trying to say. 16 points at halftime for Klay, 4 threes in that first half. It was 69-53 at halftime, but the Cavs were able to end the first quarter with a 15-0 run. They carried that over, ended up with a 20-0 run at one point as they were in the second quarter before the Mavs were able to break that. And it was 69-53 at halftime. The Cavs also in that first half, when they broke the game open, scored 18 points off of 9 Mavs turnovers. And Evan Mobley, who I have to confess, covering him or watching him, I didn't cover him at that point because I wasn't covering USC games when he was there. But watching his game develop coming out of USC to the player that he is now has been very, very impressive. He is really good, really good. So coming out of the locker room, there was no Spencer Dinwiddie in the starting lineup to start the third quarter. Jason Kidd went with Jaden Hardy instead, and that didn't really do much because the Cavs started off the third quarter with a 9-0 run. But this is a big but, the Mavs did win the third quarter. They beat the Cavs actually in both the third and the fourth. The Mavs outscored the Cavs in the third, 32-31, and also in the kind of garbage time fourth quarter, 37-34. So a little minor victory there. But here, I'm kind of jumping all over the place there. I mean, here's what I was thinking about during this game tonight. I mean, the good news is if Luka can come back healthy, which there's no reason to believe that he won't, coming back, even if it's kind of early to mid-February, that's more than enough time. Okay, and the way that, I think what we have seen now, right? Because when you look at before the Luka injury, right, you saw different guys kind of trying to establish themselves and trying to find their roles, right? But there was always a strong Luka or Kyrie in the mix, and that kind of balanced everything out. Well, what we've seen here, even in a small sample since Luka has been out, is that some of the guys on the team, they're good, solid players in their roles, but there's a reason why Luka is Luka and Kyrie is Kyrie. And so my point is that the Mavs need to get to a point where they have Luka playing at an MVP caliber level, and everything else will kind of feed off of that. I mean, everybody else will fall into line behind Luka's play and Luka leading the way. But we're not there yet. We were, when Luka came back from the minor injuries. I remember he missed a few games. When he came back the most recent time, you could see that his game was starting to take off, and he was starting to ramp it up. And that's why I was so excited, because I thought, okay, now we're going to see him really, really go to that level, that special level, and kind of lead the team. And everybody else would kind of play off of that. And I was looking forward to seeing just how well this team would come together and how good they can be, if everybody was playing in harmony, again, all under the umbrella of Luka and even Kyrie. And that plan just it didn't happen. The injury, the calf injury to Luka, completely derailed that, or at least postponed it until February, until he comes back. And then once he does come back, hopefully it won't be a lingering thing. Obviously, hopefully it won't flare up again, and we'll have to just see how quickly he can get back up to speed and get his game to where he wants to go. So that's kind of where, I mean, that's the reality. I mean, the reality is with Luka out for the month of January, for the most part, we'll see when he gets reevaluated at the end of the month. But in the meantime, like I said, really tough stretch of games coming up here in the near future. Next week is going to be really nuts. A lot of games, a lot of activity. The good news is Naji Marshall will be back Monday night in Memphis. We'll have to see about Kyrie if he's able to go. But just more than anything, I mean, more than all of that, I've been looking forward to this matchup with the Cavs at home for a long time. I mean, for really for the last month and a half. After the Cavs got off to the great start, I kind of circled this game, and I thought, man, I can't wait to see the Mavs go up against this Cavs team at home again and have another round. And to not only not have Luka, when I found out this afternoon that Kyrie was not going to play, I mean, it was just like, come on. I mean, I've been around the league, 35 years. Every team deals with injuries and issues, but I don't remember. I mean, here we are, we're in January, not even at the halfway point. I don't remember seeing any team deal with so many things so soon and so frequently. Like I've never seen a team have so many different guys all the time, in the first couple of months of the season like that. I'm sure it's happened before, so I'm not saying that it hasn't, but in recent memory, I just don't remember seeing a team dealing with so many missed games from so many different players like the Mavs had. It's really remarkable. And the fact that they are where they are, you're 4 losses in a row, you're starting to see that kind of crumble a little bit, but they're still right there, and there will still be plenty of time for this team to get hot and to come together. But that's what you're hoping for. And then that brings me to my other point, the other thing that I was thinking about, and that is February 6th. And we'll get into that when we come back. But tough night tonight for the Mavs. They fought hard to the end, but really, you never got the sense that the Cavs were, I mean, almost, I hate to say this, but I mean, it just felt like the Cavs were just going through the motions and just trying to get the game over with. They were heading back home after the game tonight, after a short road trip. And that's no disrespect to the Mavs, but I mean, the Cavs knew that, I mean, the game was over in the first quarter. No Luka, no Kyrie. I mean, there was never any doubt. And so a couple of times when, we thought maybe could the Mavs get it within single digits just to make it a little more respectable in the final score. but it never happened. And 134-122 is your final score. This is the Mavs postcast. All right, well, we know what time of the year it is, right? And it's that time of the year. Like how I did that. The NFL playoffs are almost here, but it's not too late to get in on the regular season action with FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, because right now, new customers can finish the season strong with $250 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Now, FanDuel has so many ways for you to pick up a W. You can bet on which players will score a touchdown, how many points each team will score. It really gets thrilling when you're making those kind of picks. And not only can you bet on who will win the game, but FanDuel also has bets for, again, who scores a touchdown, how many points, and so much more. All you have to do is visit FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com for your chance at $250 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. All right, welcome back to the Mavs postcast, part of the Locked On Mavs podcast feed. My name is Jeff Biggs. Happy New Year, by the way. This is my first game of the year. I was doing the Longhorns game on New Year's Day, so this is my first game back. Not the way that I was hoping the Mavs would start off the new year. Not what I was hoping for my first game. 134-122. The Cavs get win number 30, their 9th win in a row, and the Mavs fall to 20-15, their 4th loss in a row. Again, they've got 3 back-to-backs coming up. The first one begins Monday night at Memphis, and then they come back home to take on LeBron and the Lakers. Now, I mentioned February 6th. What is significant about that? That is the date of the NBA trade deadline. And I don't know. I like this Mavs roster a lot. Like I said, I really miss those glimpses. I mean, it feels like already it's been a while since we've seen this whole team together and playing at full strength, and you miss that. And that's why I always say that when you have a team that you think has a legit chance to win a championship, you don't just kind of, well, it's okay. Even if we don't do it this year, we can do it next year. You can't live like that. You can't think like that. You can't operate like that. And I don't think the Mavs do. I'm not saying they do. I'm just saying you got to go for it when you can. And I still believe this Mavs team absolutely has a chance. Obviously, it's going to start and end with Luka. But, with that said, the deadline is coming up, and Mavs GM Nico Harrison, I mean, we've seen him. He's made some good moves. Nick Anstead and the crew, I thought, did a really nice job. Was a week or two ago, kind of getting into Nico, and what a blessing he has been to the team and to the organization and to the fans, and some of the really good moves he has made. But I'm curious because you kind of feel like the Mavs are going to need they're going to need a little bit of help. As much as I love this team, and again, I'm not discounting. I mean, there's still a best case scenario out there where Luka and Kyrie just get red hot in the postseason, and everybody else just kind of feeds off that, and we see this team go to another level. But if there's an opportunity to improve the team here, without gutting the team at the same time, I think you have to listen and you have to at least look into it. And I know, I'm not telling you or telling Nico Harrison anything that he doesn't know. Obviously, he's he's working on that and 2 steps ahead of me. But I was thinking about with Jimmy Butler and what's going on with Miami and the fact that now the Heat, after suspending Butler, now they say they'll listen to offers for Jimmy Butler after Pat Riley said that they were not going to trade him. Now they're willing to listen to offers. I'll say this right now, tonight on Friday night, Jimmy Butler will never play for the Heat again. He's never going to put on that uniform again. He is done. He's played his last game with the Heat. So now it's just a matter of where they trade him and how soon it happens. But he's not going to play for them again. That's over. I covered Pat when I was just getting started in my career. I was a young buck and covered Pat, and he doesn't mess around. He's not into that. And after what went down with Butler and he just kind of surprised me too, because I'm a big Jimmy Butler fan, and I understand he get frustrated, but the Heat haven't done anything to him, and I mean, this is a team that he went to the finals with, and it just kind of surprised me that the whole thing blew up the way that it did, considering that I thought they had a pretty good relationship. But with that said, he's not going to play for them again. So it's going to be interesting to see who really, makes a move and who does what. But I think, and I'm certain I haven't spoken with Nico Harrison personally. I'd love to, but I guarantee you that he is looking into everything, and I'm very curious to see what, if anything, he's able to do before the deadline. But I would feel a little bit better. I feel like the Mavs could use a little help with the scoring, a little defensive help, and that's being obvious. I'm master of the obvious, but yeah, those are kind of the issues. And one thing that happened, I mentioned this, that tonight Spencer Dinwiddie was benched at halftime. At least he didn't start the second half. And I was thinking that too. The one thing that was kind of disappointing about tonight, I mean, look, without Kyrie and without Luka, I was not expecting the Mavs to win, but I was hoping, I was hoping that they would at least try really hard, and they did, right? I mean, they were almost within single digits, or briefly within under 10 points late in this game. Again, I don't think the Cavs really were trying that much, but I really thought, this was my thought. I thought Spencer Dinwiddie would at least be able to kind of run the offense a little bit better. I thought he would be able to kind of keep the Mavs from kind of going off the rails, and it didn't happen. And I mean, maybe it was kind of close for the first 5 minutes or so of the first quarter. It was kind of back and forth, and the Cavs missed a bunch of shots. But I thought Dinwiddie would do a better job as the veteran of kind of running the offense and kind of helping everybody get set up. And I think, I could be wrong, but it didn't play out that way, and maybe that's what Jason Kidd had the issue with. But it just got to the point where all of a sudden the Mavs were not playing their game, and they were just, I don't want to say they panicked, but it was one of the rare games, maybe the only game I think we've seen this season, where the Mavs were just kind of like, we need a three now every possession they were trying to get back into the game, with a three every time down. And that's not going to work, because when you miss, just completely blows up your defense. And that's what the Cavs did. And again, in that first half, Cleveland scored 18 points off of 9 turnovers. and that was just not good. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But I was a little surprised. I thought these last few games would be an opportunity for Spencer to kind of step up and show his veteran leadership, and just has not played out that way, or at least the way that I thought it would. So we'll see what happens there. But again, on few big positives for me. Again, Quentin Grimes just going nuts in the third quarter, best quarter of his career, 20 points. That was great to see. I was really concerned that PJ Washington might miss a week or so. Ended up coming back tonight after that knee sprain in Houston. That was great. Jaden Hardy, I mean, it seems like he's getting better and better every game. Remember, he missed a couple of weeks with that ankle sprain, and we'll see what we have with Brandon and the game that he's playing, getting some meaningful minutes coming off the bench. I know you get the feeling that with Brandon Williams that Jason Kidd wants to at least get a good look at him and see what he brings. So those are kind of the good, the bad, and the ugly from this game tonight. We'll wrap things up with our final thoughts after this. 134 to 122, the final. This is the Mavs postcast. All right, well, it's going to be a big month, big game coming up for the Mavs on Tuesday night with LeBron and the Lakers. I don't know about you, but I love going to live events, whether it's sports. I'm a big concert guy, theater. Went with my wife and daughters to the Nutcracker. First time I went, I put it off or avoided it, but I went this year, and actually it was pretty good. I actually enjoyed it. Or comedy, if you can find a good comedian. One of my favorite memories, though, was just getting to see. I was thinking about one of the Mavs Laker games that I went to, and just the energy and the excitement were just electric. And I can't wait to see the Mavs have one of those games again when everybody's back and healthy. Now, here's the thing. Game Time has made it even easier to get tickets for your favorite events with their new feature, Game Time Picks. This feature filters out all the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. If you look for an upcoming event, you can use the Game Time app, and with Game Time Picks, you can find amazing deals and even see the view from your seat before you buy. The super deal is particularly impressive, offering great seats at unbeatable prices. Plus, the app's all-in pricing shows the total cost up front, so there are no surprise fees when you check out. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNBA, LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. All right, final segment of the Mavs postcast. My name is Jeff Biggs. Thanks for hanging with me on this first Friday night of the new year, 2025. Hopefully, the Mavs losing streak will not hit 5 when they take on the Grizz on Monday night in Memphis. I will be back with you after that game. Don't forget, Nick Anstedt and the crew, Isaac, slightly biased. They're doing their thing, and also they'll have great content, all the latest updates and everything all week long. Again, a very busy week and a very busy month beginning for the Mavs. Started Wednesday night. They got the game tonight, back-to-back coming up. Thursday night, the Nuggets coming in town for 2 games. That's going to be big. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to hopefully Kyrie Irving. And the other reason why I was bummed too about tonight was, remember I made the comment that even with Luka out, we saw some just really incredible moments from Kyrie Irving, right? And I thought, okay, well, with Luka out, at some point we're going to need Kyrie to kind of step it up to that special level and kind of go nuts. And I thought, I was really thinking, especially after that tough loss in Houston, I thought, okay, tonight's the perfect night, taking on the top team in the NBA, Kyrie's former team, the Cavs. I mean, what a perfect script, what a perfect stage, to have Kyrie, face his former team and go nuts and have a monster game to lead the Mavs to victory. And again, it just didn't happen, didn't work out that way. So that was a bummer. Like I said, I was looking forward to seeing Kyrie go off against his former team. Looking forward to seeing the Mavs return home, first game of the new year, taking on the top team in the NBA, looking to snap a losing streak. I was really fired up for this game, and unfortunately, just did not happen. It was not again. The Mavs played hard, but you never felt like it was really a game at all, with the Cavs winning 134 to 122. All right. So with that said, the good news is the Mavs have a couple of days here before they play Memphis on Monday night. Naji will be back on Monday night. We will see about Kyrie. We'll see if the Mavs can take advantage. Not sure if Ja Morant's going to play, but you certainly don't want to let this losing streak continue. It's already at 4. You want to break that and then get back home and play a back-to-back with LeBron and the Lakers. Have a great rest of the weekend. Again, I'll be back with you on Monday night, but thank you for those of you that are watching now live. Thank you to those of you that are listening at a later date. Appreciate the support. Love your input and your comments and your feedback. We appreciate it very much. Again, we are with you on the post game. This is the Mavs postcast, your team every game. Final score tonight, the Cavs 134, the Mavs 122. Talk to you on Monday.